Welcome to a beautiful evening here in Monticello, Minnesota, where we are having a Magic Dock charging party with some CCS vehicles trying to use Tesla's Magic Docks behind me. Now, this is only one of two places here in Minnesota with Magic Docks available, but we're giving these a good shakeout. Now, unfortunately, very rarely for Superchargers are things down, but today we've got one cabinet down, and so the numbered 2 stations are all offline for, it seems like, everybody, which is unfortunate and, like I said, pretty rare. So we're dealing with the number 1 set stations, and right now we've got a Toyota BZ4X and a Polestar 2 charging. And we've also got Audi E-Tron that did some charging earlier. We got the stats for that. And then there are a couple ID4s here checking things out. They have yet to plug in. So I'm going to try to bring you the stats and as much B-roll as I can. There's probably going to be quite a bit of voiceover on this, but it's a beautiful night, glorious sunset behind us, and so we're enjoying the last of the good weather here in Minnesota and having some fun. As the different cars are charging up, we're taking a look at what vehicle it is, if it's got preconditioning, the plug-in state of charge, the max charge rate they see, the time charging, the end state of charge, if it was successful or not, and as expected, and if there are any notes. Now, John with the BZ4X has charged here before, and he had a little trouble getting initialized this time, and he figured out a little later that his phone was trying to connect to different kinds of Wi-Fi that are around. So that could be an issue if your phone's blinking in and out. So he had that issue with the Wi-Fi, and then I also had an issue where my first time trying to connect the Polestar, it was telling me there was a connection error. I just backed out in the app and reselected it, and it worked fine. So a little glitchy, but the chargers seem to be working for the vehicles we have here once we get everything set up. So I'll try to talk to a couple of the owners and get some good B-roll for you and voice over where I can. When I arrived, the Audi E-Tron was just finishing charging up, so he was about to take off, and the Polestar was coming in and actually nosing into a stall, so we thought that was pretty strange. The Tesla that was on the second set of stalls that were offline tried to plug in, discovered they were offline, and then he moved over into the pull-in spot. Checking in with the Polestar driver, turns out this was a rental. He didn't really know anything about charging or why the vehicle brought him here, but it did. He didn't know about the Magic Docks, just knew these were EV chargers. Apparently Polestars now include Magic Dock stations as options in their route planning, but he didn't know this. Probably didn't know much about CCS charging either. He just knew he had to get back to the airport with 80% charge, and this was the station it brought him to. So I and some of the other drivers explained the situation to him. I got him set up with charging, and he was off and rolling, but a little befuddled and glad there were people there to help him out. More on that in a minute, but let's check in with Rick, who had the Audi e-tron, and what his experience was like. Rick, you brought the Audi e-tron.
19.
19 yep. Audi e-tron. How was the experience like with the app and getting it plugged in? How did it work?
The easiest one I've ever used.
Really?
Yeah. But I had the app loaded before I came, and I just went in and hooked it up, and the second time I hooked it up right. It took me too long. I had to move the car forward.
Oh, sure.
And so it timed out. So I just put it back in, rehooked it up, and it charged it in 8 minutes. Went from 62% to 80% in 8 minutes.
Yeah, the e-tron's a pretty fast charger.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe it.
Have you used a lot of other public charging?
Nope, none.
Okay. So
I mainly charge at home.
Experience?
Yeah,
okay.
Very good first experience.
Cool.
And I hope Tesla thinks positive about this and keeps it up.
Yeah.
Because it'll sure help me if I want to travel with that car.
Yeah.
Because you can't really, the other ones aren't that reliable, not like this.
Yeah, and going west in Minnesota, you know, it's just slower and slower charger the further out you get. So
I can go to my partner's cabin just an hour west of Alexandria, so I can make it to Alexandria, charge, and then he has a friend that has an e-tron up there, so I can go over to his house and plug in.
Sure, and the Alexandria Supercharger has Magic Docks now too.
So that's what I'd use on the way up.
Yeah.
I think I can make it from here to Alexandria and then just charge there and go all the way in.
Will you be using this one again? It sounds like the answer is yes.
Yeah. Well, Matt wants to buy it, who came with me, so
So he'll use it.
He'll use it. Yeah, I have some i3s, so I have an i3 at home also.
All right.
And then my wife's got a Leaf, so.
Okay. Yeah, Leaf can't use this yet.
No. You could use the round one,
Yeah,
but not
they can use the Chatamo, but
Yeah, the Chatamo is different.
yeah, that's a big beast.
I haven't hooked that up yet.
Well, thank you very much.
All right. God bless.
Have a great day. Yeah, good to see you too.
All right.
Thanks for coming. As Rick pulled out of his 8-minute charging stop, John rolled in with his BZ4X, got that started. The Polestar continued charging, and the Teslas in the end spot switched places. We also had a new Tesla, not part of the group, show up and attempt to plug in at the dead stations. He moved pretty quickly, so we had all 4 working chargers occupied. Let's check in with John on his charging session with the BZ4X. All right, John, you've got the Toyota BZ4X.
Yep, all-wheel drive, limited.
How did things go?
Went just fine. It's the basic Tesla experience. It's simple. Once you get the app set up, it's just a matter of figuring out what charger you're at and just doing the connect. Magic Dock works great. It was the slowish speed I expected, but it worked just fine. No problems.
Warmer weather probably would have helped.
Yeah, if I wasn't sitting here for an hour or two letting it cool off. But no, not worried about it. The big deal was just plain old, it's reliable.
Yeah.
It's quick. It's easy. I've used it before, so I knew that I could count on it.
Yeah, and what is your YouTube channel? Because you just did a full Magic Dock plug-in your first time with your car. Yeah. So where can people find that?
John 1701A.
And what are those numbers for people who don't know?
That's the Star Trek. There you go.
Awesome. So you'll use this again, I assume, and
this
would
is
recommend
incredibly convenient. South of the cities, when I head up to Brainerd, Monticello is just absolutely great location for it. And I do look forward to the Little Falls is going to be getting stations too, so take advantage of those.
Hopefully Magic Dock's there.
I would think so.
Once we start adding more of them here, that'll be great. So, thank you. Well, John makes room for our next charger. Let's get back to that Polestar. Somewhere in the talks with other owners and looking at the charge port, someone grazed the stop charging button. I was shooting the intro segment and didn't notice for at least 5 minutes, so I deducted that on the charge time, but it was probably longer. I got him restarted, and then the car went to its set limit of 90% before he left. He had a good peak of 144 kilowatts early, but by 85% it was down to 35 kilowatts. He was there about 50 minutes to gain 63%, but as I said, some more of that may have been non-charging time. Paige is in place with her Mini Cooper, so let's follow up with her.
Sometimes that's easy. That's easy with the phone.
I tell people it's like a low fuel light. When you get below.
I am amazed at how light the CCS adapter is on here.
It may take up to 2 minutes to start charging.
You know.
Hey, they gotta get one down of these down in like Maple Grove now. The Maple Grove just opened.
Yeah. But like you
I
said,
have it on 28.
I was up through here.
Yeah, looks. Oh,
I was up
come
through
on,
here
get to
about
50.
2 months ago.
Get to 50.
Hi, I'm Paige Wingate. I was charging my Mini Cooper SE at the Magic Dock. It went well, I think. I pulled in with 53%, so I wasn't really expecting to get a full throttle, but out of a max of 50 kilowatts, looks like I got to 47, so that's pretty good. Did not have my billing info set up in the app, so I had to do all of that, get the app set up. No more of a headache than any other charging station or network. But once it was all set up, it worked pretty smoothly. And yeah, I would definitely use this again. I hope that more Superchargers get Magic Docks. I'd like to see them in Carlton and Two Harbors, so because we go there all the time. So yeah, totally would use it again. Good experience overall.
Excellent. While Paige was charging, a Ford Mustang Mach-E showed up, so John Check moved his Tesla from the pull-in spot to better accommodate the Ford charge port location near the driver's side front door. He wasn't here for the event, but let us grab some data from him anyway. I believe he said he had the option to precondition, but didn't for this session. The Mach-E went from 14% to 80% in 36 minutes and saw a peak of around 113 kilowatts. I didn't get a chance to talk with him again before he left, but Todd did and said the driver was happy with the session. By now the Polestar was leaving, and Eric has pulled up his ID4 to the charger, so let's see how his session went.
I'm Eric Wingate, and I drove in with an ID4 today, first edition 2021. So I got here with about 65% of my battery left, and I was throttled down quite a bit. Started at like 43, but of course the ID4 doesn't have preconditioning or anything for the battery, so I ended up maxing out at about 49 only kilowatts, and so I did charge to 80%. Everything worked really well. Same as Page, where I didn't have the billing or anything set up, but it was no more of a hassle than any other charging station that I've ever experienced. And yeah, I'd second that. Also, any fast chargers in Duluth would be wonderful for that same reason. So maybe someday that'll happen and some Magic Docks will be up there. But for now, this is a great experience, and I'd definitely do it again. Hopefully I'll see some better charging too, but we'll see what happens. I'm more than willing to try it again.
Compared to other apps and other stations, was the app pretty straightforward? Like once you had your payment stuff in there, like selecting the pedestal and all that, was that all pretty straightforward and intuitive?
Yeah, it was for me. It was very picture based, so that was also really helpful. And choosing the pedestal, they're all labeled really well. So I mean, it wasn't too difficult to do it.
Yeah. Same, I agree. It was pretty straightforward. I think the issue with most apps isn't that it's not straightforward, that they're all different. So it depends on like where you are. You kind of have to remember how to work each app. So it would be nice if there was some kind of like streamlined app experience, but I don't expect that to happen. But overall, Tesla's was fine. Yeah. Okay. No issues.
Any other thoughts, comments?
Nope, I think we're good.
All right. Well, thank you both for participating and giving it a shot.
Yeah, thank you.
Eric saw a peak of 49 kilowatts when plugging in at 65%, but Tom did a little better with his ID4, plugging in at 37% and seeing 73 kilowatts. All right, I'm here with Tom, who charged his ID4, and this was a
2022 Pro S, all-wheel drive.
Okay.
And this is my second time here. But it's still meeting my expectations. I'm kind of happy. I just need to get back to the cities from here in the winter when I need to stop and charge. So I don't have to stay that long. And it gave me top speed of 73 kilowatts. I'd like to see more, but it is what it is.
What did you plug in with today?
37%.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be lower. To try out lower, but
and you'd hope for faster speeds. But
but I'm only 40 miles away, so I couldn't get the mileage down. So
this is your second time being here.
Yep.
Is this something you feel like you'll use this station, relatively often?
We were in need of a something that would support CCS in this whole area. So, and I frequently come down from the cabin. And so in the winter, I would have to stop somewhere, Monticello or Albertville or someplace in Ramsey. I mean, it's really limited. So with the Magic Docks, that makes it right off the freeway. That makes it really nice.
Great. So you'd like to see some faster speeds, but overall you're pretty happy with it?
Very happy, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for coming out and showing us what you got today.
Sure. Well, thank you.
As our group was wrapping up, we lined up all the vehicles for a photo op. But then another Tesla showed up. When we started today, we had the number 2 stalls all powered off. About a half hour ago, a Tesla tech showed up and flipped the breaker, and all these are back live. So that was really cool to have those back, and also really cool for the quick attention. The first person who noticed that those 4 were off, that was at 5 p.m. We're just after 7 p.m., and they're already back online. And in the meantime, we were able to use those 4. So not great that they went down. Obviously, that's not perfect. But the quick attention to detail and getting those back online as a priority is really excellent for Tesla. So thank you to them, and thank you to the tech, who I'm not going to show on camera, for coming out and making that change. Stats and final thoughts in a second, but like I said, we ended the event with a lineup at the Chargers. A very cool sight to me, and something just a couple years ago almost seemed impossible, that there would not only be this variety of EVs in one place, but they'd all be able to share a single charging station. It's a really special thing to watch this unfold. Naturally, the reaction online was more combative, pointing out that people weren't parking right, some vehicles weren't plugged in, and all this will be the downfall of the network. I did my best to calm fears, and let people know that this was an artificial situation and only a photo op moment. Everyone who needed a charge got one, and no one was blocked or waiting. People love to get worked up, but I just thought it was a cool moment. Now to the studio for the stats, a check at Plugshare, and what we weren't able to show. First, let's take a look at all of the stats together on one spreadsheet so we can compare. Here you can see the highest rate we saw that night was 144 kilowatts in the E-Tron and Polestar. And the E-Tron with that high charging curve making the most of it with almost 20% gained in only 8 minutes. It would be nice to see speeds improve across the board, but even if they're reasonable speeds and reliable, that's a huge plus. And that would not only help drivers in the moment, but allay fears that the stations will be too congested in the future. But ultimately, everyone seemed pretty happy that night with the charge they got. Now, let's take a look at Plugshare, and I want to look here because not only does it give us more recent data than our event, it also tells us that a couple people initially had problems. And unfortunately, we didn't have the vehicles that were having problems with us at the event. So it looks like someone had a Chevy Bolt that was initializing, starting to charge, and then shutting off for some reason. And it would have been nice to have a Bolt there to see if we could replicate that, see if there was something we could troubleshoot and find a solution. But unfortunately, no Bolt showed up. And early in the days of Magic Docks, it also seemed like there were a lot of issues with the eGMP cars. That's the Hyundai and Kia Genesis fast charging cars. And my friend Steve from Plug and Play EV did a lot of testing in the New York area with the Superchargers there, trying to get it to charge, trying to get good results. And so one of the questions I had for this event was, is some of that solved? And again, at the event, we didn't have a Kia EV6 or the Ioniq 5. So we have to look here at Plugshare, and it seems like at least a couple Kias have checked in and been getting about 97 kilowatts. So not fantastic, but it seems to be charging and working. So that's a plus. And then just today, Steve on his X account said he had his best charge on a Magic Dock, also getting around that 97 kilowatt rate. And again, like he said, not blazing fast, but if it's reliable, it's a good backup option for his vehicle. So hopefully the early issues with Kia, Hyundai, and Genesis vehicles are getting sorted out, even though the speeds aren't blazing fast yet. And since this is the second Magic Dock station in Minnesota, I wanted to take a look at the other one, Alexandria, and see how the Plugshare check-ins there have been. And it looks like those check-ins are pretty good too. Now, if you go back to right when these stations were initialized for Magic Docks, a couple different vehicles in those early couple days were having issues, but it seems like those have mostly been ironed out. So in some places, like in Alexandria, we're going to start seeing places where you exit the highway and you have options of charging at Circle K or at the Target Supercharger or maybe another EA station or something. And it'll get more and more like that gas station experience where you will choose to go to the network where you get the best deal, or maybe you have a rewards account or something like that. So really, this is a huge step for EV adoption, making these available to other people. And just yesterday, BP announced that they're spending $100 million on Tesla's V4 hardware for Superchargers to brand them as their own network at their locations. So again, more and more of these stations are going to be rolling out. Just makes it easier for everybody, and that's really exciting to see. So Magic Docks are a great step. Hope to see more of them rolling out soon. And hopefully this is putting pressure on all those other networks to get their butts in gear. But thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Have a great night, and I'll see you later. Happy road tripping and happy charging.